Hey, what's up guys, Soldier Knows Best here. This is my review of the new VAVA 4K Ultra Short Throw Projector. So what is a short throw projector? Well, it's basically one that you can place right up against your wall and it can still project a really big image. So you don't have to place your projector in the back of the room and run a cable to it or hang it down from the ceiling. This one goes right up on your TV stand next to the wall and you're all set. And so as I'm getting this unboxed, let's take a look at some of the key specs for it. So it does support 4K UHD and HDR10. It also does have built-in Harman Kardon speakers inside of it, and this does use laser bulb technology, so it should be able to last you up to 25,000 hours as far as running time before you need to kind of replace anything inside of this. So that should be around 10,000 movies. That should last a long time. And so it also gets up to about 6,000 lumens as far as the brightness. So as I got this thing unboxed, let's take a look around the device itself. So it has a very sleek kind of modern look to it. It looks really good, especially with that fabric going around the outside of it that's going to be kind of covering up the speakers. And then on the sides of it, you will find the grills and also the fans to be able to help keep this beast cool. Now at the top towards the front, you will find the power button and also the area that's going to actually be projecting the image up. And then on the back, you're going to find 3 HDMI ports. You're going to find a USB port. And then you have your multiple audio ports, and also you will find an Ethernet port. But do know that this projector also does have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth built in. And then you also have your port for your power cable. And so the setup for this is a breeze. All you need to do is just place this on your TV stand, plug in the power, plug in your video and your audio cables, and then you're pretty much set. So the size of the overall picture that this projector is going to be projecting out onto your wall does depend on how far you have it away from the wall. So if you have it at about 7.2 inches from the wall, you should be able to get a 100-inch screen. And then if you have it 16.7 inches away from the wall, you should be able to get a 150-inch screen. And so you may have to physically fiddle around with the projector to make sure you can get the right image kind of lined up. And also another factor that goes into the image is the height that the projector is sitting at. So sometimes you may have a TV stand that may be a little bit too low or too high. Just depending on that will alter your image a little bit. And so that's kind of trial and error just to try to get that right out the box. All right, so after you get this thing powered on, you do have a pretty easy to navigate interface. It's really simple, straight to the point. Everything is where it should be. Now, I do like this picture-in-picture preview window that it gives you, and it keeps the video playing of a particular input, but it doesn't switch. And so if I was to switch from HDMI 1 to HDMI 3, then I went back to the same screen, it will still only show me the video that's playing for HDMI 1. So I wish that automatically switched, and also too, as you're scrolling through them, I think it would be better if it refreshed with that particular video so you can kind of get a little preview of what you're about to go start watching. And so this software feels like you're using a smart TV, and that's because it is based off of Android 7.1. So you have things like a file manager because it has a little bit over 25 gigabytes of storage, so you can put some movies, TV shows, or other content directly on the projector. And it also has an option called multi-screen that will allow you to be able to control this projector with your smartphone. So the app wasn't available for me to use at the time of this review, but it will be available by the time this projector officially launches. And so since I wasn't able to use the app, I just used the remote control that came with the projector. And so the remote is very simple as far as the amount of buttons and things like that you have on it, especially when you compare it to other competitors like this Epson remote. You can see it definitely is missing a few buttons there, but I like the simple nature of this one, even though you have a lot more you can do with this one. Now, initially, I did have one issue with the remote, and that was that it was a couple of buttons that were sticking. So I would press on the down button and then it would get stuck. So now on the menu screen, it would just constantly have me scrolling. So I had to kind of wiggle it a little bit to get it loose. Now, this did go away after the first week or so of use, so I guess I kind of broke it in a little bit. But for a projector of this price point, I would like to see a remote control to be a little bit more robust. All right, so now let's talk about picture quality, and I have to say that even though I'm just projecting this on my wall, not onto a projector screen, I would say that the quality was great out of the box. Now, you can go into the settings and fine-tune and tinker around with things to kind of get it to your personal liking, but I was just happy with just the way it was. And so watching 1080p and 4K content was just fine, but when you did start watching HDR content, it did dim down just a little, so you could go into the settings and turn the brightness up, but I wish that was something that was automatic. And then for my gamers out there, I have to say say that the input lag was just about the same as I've experienced with other projectors. So you don't want to do any type of competitive gaming on it, but I think just casual gaming is just fine. And I have to say I was satisfied with the brightness. So this is rated at about 6,000 lumens. So and in a completely dark room, you're not going to have any issues with brightness, of course. But even when you turn some of the lights on in your place, or you'd like to have a little bit of natural light come in, I'm not saying it's the ideal way to look at this projector, but it was able to really kind of hold up, and I felt fine watching this during the daytime. But of course, for the best results, you need to kind of make sure your room is going to be mostly dark. But again, you can still have a couple of lights on and they'll still be just fine. And so what's powering the brightness and really just the overall video image is going to be their laser bulb tech that they have inside of this. Now, the one good thing about this is that it's going to be able to last you a lot longer than traditional bulbs that you find in projectors. So they have it rated to last you about 25,000 hours, which is about 10 times longer than your traditional bulb. And so for a good idea about how long this can last you, this is about 10,000 movies that you can watch, full-length movies. And I don't know about Avengers Endgame, but something to around your average movie length, you should be able to watch it 10,000 times. So this thing should last you a pretty good while. Now, let's take a second to talk about audio because, as I mentioned before, this projector does have built-in Harman Kardon speakers, and for my entire review period, I just used the built-in speakers and I didn't use my sound bar. And so for me, this is easily the best projector speaker combo and really just TV speaker combo that I've personally been able to use. So again, I'm not going to replace my surround sound system with this thing, but if I had to just use this, or if you're just looking for kind of a one-step solution to be able to have your audio and your video in one single place, this will work fine. All right, so let's head back to the software for a second because this projector is running on top of Android 7.1, but I really would like to have seen Android TV on this because I think it would have been perfect. But instead, you do have access to an app store called Aptoide TV. And so inside of this app store, you do have access to a few of the popular streaming apps like Amazon and Netflix and YouTube, amongst other different type of social media and other popular apps like that. And then also you have some games that you can play. Most of them are going to be casual games, but you do have some games you can choose from. Now, one issue I did come across is that some of the apps just aren't rated to work on this projector well, like the Netflix app, where you can see that it does require mouse support. So even though I can download the Netflix app from this app store into this projector, I can't use it. So that required me to plug in my Apple TV or any other type of streaming box to be able to have access to Netflix. So that does kind of suck. But other things like YouTube and other stuff did work fine, but that's one of the things I did notice. And so I think that was the last feature that I wanted to show you. So just kind of wrapping up this review, I say that this projector does have some good things going for it. I like the design and the look of it. I like the fact that it is an ultra short throw. It's very convenient as far as space saving and also just being able to not have cables all over the place. And also the audio and picture quality are really top notch. And then some things that can be improved include the quality control for the remote and also the software, which I think can be tweaked and optimized a little bit. Even though I like the general user interface, I think it can be better along with a better app store experience. But that's my take on it. I want you to leave your comment down below what you think about this projector. And if you're interested in getting one, I'll leave a link down below as well. They just started their Indiegogo campaign. So you can get this projector starting at $2,500, and that price point will go up as the campaign goes on and also when it finally hits the retail price. So if you're interested in it, definitely check those links out down below. And like always, guys, I do want to thank you for watching this video. Please be sure to subscribe to me on YouTube, and I will catch you later. Peace.